Warning, the contents of this movie are not scientifically accurate. Alright, who do we have today? Quite a handsome young man. Let's see, who is it? Dorian Ray. Alright, interesting name. Says he was stabbed in his chest, and believed to be suicide. Such a handsome young man. Let's see, 22-ish, yeah. What? That can't be right. It says he's 42. He doesn't look 42. There doesn't seem to be any signs of Botox. I don't know. I gotta figure this out. Why would he commit suicide? What was going on in his mind? First, he had to get rid of all this flesh. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't do anything. I mean, all the bones, that's where everything is. Inside. Susie, can I get someone to burn off this flesh for me? Oh, thanks, Jeff. Thanks. Much better. So much easier to figure out what actually happened when I don't have to worry about all what's on the outside. It's easier to figure out what really happened to him when you can look on the inside, not the society-controlled outer shell most people notice. Alright. He doesn't have the prettiest bones, does he? Got all these chips, and they're mangled and old and deteriorating. It's strange. If you looked at just his bones, you'd think he was 50, not like 22 like he looks. All these wounds, however, seem to be from the last 20 years, I'd say, of his life. Yeah. That's strange. If he's 42, that means the first 22 years of his life, he didn't have much going on. He remained innocent. Right here, across his cheek. This scar seems to be the earliest one. He doesn't appear to have smiled a lot either in his lifetime. You can tell by the structure of his jawline he wasn't a very happy man. And the forehead structure also shows a lot of worrying that he did, as if he carried some huge burden or secret. Let's take a look at his hands now. Oh, not the prettiest hands, are they? What is that? They're stained. Looks kind of like blood. I'm just getting more and more confused. I need to do some research on this Dorian Gray guy. Figure out what happened. Oh. Hey. Someone wrote a book about him. Sweet. Alright, let's see. It says here he's engaged for a while, some woman named Sybil, and then when he broke it off, you should know what her act, shallow, Sybil committed suicide. Huh. Alright, let's see, do they have any other friends? He didn't have any family. He had some close friends, Basil Howard. Oh, he's a great artist. Oh, painted a portrait of Dorian, nice. And Lord Henry. Well, there's the problem right there. Such a hedonistic man. He probably influenced Dorian, and that's why he's all messed up now. I mean, Lord Henry, if you even mention youth, he goes into some big long spiel about once you're no longer young, you're ugly. Let's see if Dorian has any opinions about this stuff. Here we go. Dorian said,
I know now that when one loses one's good looks, whatever they may be, one loses everything. Your pictures taught me that. Lord Henry Wotton is perfectly right. Youth is the only thing worth having. When I find that I'm growing old, I shall kill myself.
So it was Lord Henry's influence that made Dorian end up like this on the inside. He's the one that shaped Dorian into the monster I'm sure he was. You know what? Reading this, I can see that Lord Henry clearly had a negative impact on Dorian's life. Lord Henry was able to corrupt Dorian in such a short amount of time, but still so drastically seen. Here's something about his fiancée, Sybil. She apparently was innocent too, just like Dorian once was. Dorian describes her as
shy and gentle. There's something of a child about her. He then goes on to say, while we stood there, looking like children.
It's here when Dorian notices Sybil's true innocence. That's probably what attracted him to her. Dorian loved Sybil because innocence was something that he once possessed, but then Lord Henry took it away. He loved Sybil because she was pure, but when Dorian broke it off, that was Lord Henry talking. His influence impacted Dorian's love life, and in the end, killed an innocent girl, or forced her to kill herself. Dorian was breaking up with her because she was no longer a good actress. He was being hedonistic because he no longer wanted to be with someone because she no longer gave him pleasure. When he tried to get Sybil back, it was because he realized that he actually did love her. But it was too late because Sybil had died, and whatever innocence that she still possessed, or that Dorian still possessed, was now gone. And you know what? Looking back at that jawline, I'd say that it was Sybil's death that caused it, because that jawline was set just about the time Sybil died. It was set in that maniacally evil position that it remained in for so long, because there's no longer innocence in it. You know what? Looking back, there's a lot of mention about souls in this book, especially Dorian's. You know what? Lord Henry said that
to influence a person is to give him one's own soul. He does not think his natural thoughts or burn with his natural passions. His virtues are not real to him. His sins, if there are such things as sins, are borrowed. He becomes an echo of someone else's music, an actor of a part that has not been written for him. The aim of life is self-development, to realize one's nature perfectly. That is what each of us is here for. People are afraid of themselves nowadays. They've forgotten the highest of all duties, the duty that one owes oneself. Of course, they are charitable. They feed the hungry and clothe the beggar, but their own souls starve and are naked.
Seems a little strange that Lord Henry would say that, since he's the one influencing Dorian and corrupting his soul, and inevitably making Dorian like Lord Henry, which is not a good. I know what happened. It seems that Dorian was pretty on the outside, and he was once pretty on the inside. But being pretty on the outside meant more to him after Lord Henry's influences. Dorian began to change himself to live up to the societal view that beauty is actually skin deep when it's not. Lord Henry is the one that influenced Dorian to become this hedonistic man that Lord Henry once was. Dorian was once innocent, yes, but he soon lost all of it because he took the wrong path. Due to the lack of there being a suitable figure and influence for Dorian to look up to, his soul eventually did become corrupted, which you can see on his bones. He was corrupted because of society's view that beauty is actually skin deep. He believed that beauty is how you got places in life. However, in the end, Dorian realizes that this isn't the case. He realized that his soul was so corrupted, he just wanted to be rid of it. So, his solution is to stab the painting, which represents his soul. So he tries to get rid of it. However, when he attempts to stab the painting, he actually stabs himself, because the painting reflects Dorian's true form. Influences in this book led Dorian to change his ways and eventually kill himself because he realizes that he no longer liked the man in the mirror.